Thank you, everybody. I was born in Rhode Island, still live in Rhode Island. I lived in Providence for a time, so you folks are all my community too. So I'm very honored to be here today and with the panel as well. I want to explain to everybody a little bit about what the ACLU does and introduce you to some of those ideas. We also have a bunch of handouts in the back. I want to continually reference those. Everybody can take some before they go. So what the ACLU does broadly is defend the rights and liberties of all folks here. The rights and liberties, what are those? Those are rights and liberties under the Constitution, federal and state laws. This can be the right to speech, due process, privacy, open government, knowing what is going on within the government, anti-discrimination, a whole variety of things. And our work it's not always court cases. It's not always suing. It's not always that kind of thing. There's certainly a lot of legislation that the Rhode Island ACLU works on at the local level. Our executive director, Steve Radis, in the back, and he's often found at the State House pursuing this legislation, pushing our elected representatives to either pass or fight certain bills that are going forward. And another thing the ACLU does generally is bring attention to any issues or violations of rights that are happening broadly here in our community. So the concerns, I think, now are certainly so many. You've did a great job outlining really what a distressing time this is. I would encourage anybody, certainly if you're getting any personal threats or facing any personal violence, please contact the police. That's really the right thing to do there. But as far as broad discrimination, whether it be in the workplace, whether it be at a school, or really any public place where you may be, that kind of discrimination is something we would want to hear about, that you should report. That kind of discrimination, please document it. If there are any witnesses, please take their information down, and feel free to contact us at any time with that information. I can say that knowing one's rights is really the key to being able to fight against any of this discrimination, whether it be outright or through laws, legislation, tweets. Knowing your rights is the most important thing. So, as the previous speaker said, knowing fact from fiction is very important. We do have, I'm going to reference the handouts, a series of handouts at the back that talk about your rights when contacting the police or encountering the police, your rights within the workplace, against discrimination, against or to be able to practice religion freely. There, I believe, is another handout specifically about dealing with the FBI, and I'll say what Ben says. I am a lawyer here in Rhode Island, but I am nobody's lawyer here. There is no substitute for a lawyer, but I would encourage everybody to arm themselves with the knowledge of knowing their rights and knowing when to contact a lawyer and the situations when you'll be entitled to a lawyer. Those are very important to know now. Encounters with the police, absolutely. Waiting until you have a lawyer present with you is very, very important. So again, just specifically as it pertains to us, the ACLU, again, we welcome anybody to contact us at any time if you have concerns about particular discrimination or anything of that nature, any of the rights I've talked about. There was a review process. We have all volunteer attorneys that work for us who are excellent. And again, the action that's taken may not be a lawsuit. What we want to make sure we can do is really enact broad change for the community, and that may be just calling attention to something very bad that one particular group is doing in violation of somebody's rights. Or proposing our own solution to a problem that we see. So, and again, I think another thing important is, that everybody is here today and that everybody is, united in, being aware of the issues and discrimination that a lot of folks are worried about in light of the disastrous election that we had, looking for patterns of misconduct within governmental agencies, with employers, even the police. Those patterns of misconduct can be very important, and knowing that you're not maybe alone. Maybe you may feel that way if you've been singled out, but you are certainly not. There's broad support, from us, from the community, the folks at ASU 20 today. Many people together obviously have a stronger voice. So the more we speak out, the more organized we are, the more powerful force we can be. So again, I would encourage all folks to arm yourselves with knowledge, know your rights, pick up our handouts at the back. And if you do have any questions, either myself or I'm sure our director at the back, Steve Brown, would be happy to answer any questions afterwards. Thank you.